Module 5 is heat transfer. Now, this is a very important module from the point of view of engineering analysis, because engineering analysis gives lot of importance for the heat transfer, that is temperature distribution in any component or any system. Now, this chapter is unique because so far we have been considering finding the displacement, stress and strain. However, in this particular module we will be concentrating on finding the temperature distribution within a body. So, there is a remarkable difference. Now, from unit 1 to that is module 1 to module 4, it was totally focused on finding displacement. So, it is a very important chapter. Those who are going to work in engineering analysis, engineering design, understanding heat transfer is very important. Now, what is the prerequisite for understanding this particular chapter? Now, this chapter module 5, the prerequisite is understanding of heat transfer phenomena. However, you are going to study heat transfer, that is HMT, in the 8th semester as an elective. Those who are interested can opt for this elective. However, heat transfer is totally mathematical. Okay, it is full of partial differential equations, problem solving and all that kind of stuff. Now, so that is the prerequisite. I just want you guys to know about it. Now, if you look at this particular module, now what we do in this particular module? Now, we derive the finite element equations necessary for determination of temperature distribution within the body. This is the first objective. Then, here in this particular module, we consider only one dimensional heat transfer problems. Okay. Because 2 dimensional, 3 dimensional heat transfer are going to be very complex, which is not going to be discussed here. And another point is we consider only steady state conditions. You know what is a steady state condition? That is, the temperature is not going to change with reference to time. Okay. Because unsteady state is again it is a complex domain. And the third is, as you know, the objective is to find out the temperature. It is exactly similar like we did finding displacement in static structural problems. Okay. So, this is the introduction of this particular chapter. Now, certain prerequisites I am going to just brief you about the kind of equations that we use in heat transfer. Some basic idea is required, otherwise you will not be able to solve the problem. Even if you solve the problems, it becomes pure mechanical. Okay. Now, whatever in brief I am going to explain the theoretical aspect. Okay. Now, energy balance equation, this is the first like we had equilibrium equation in static structural problems. Now, energy balance equation, that is it is based on conservation of energy, heat in is equal to heat out. So, that equation I have not written here, you can refer to textbook. Now, what are the laws of heat transfer? This is very important. There are 3 laws which you already know. One is conduction, convection and radiation. Now, if you look at conduction, what is a conduction? It is a transfer of heat through materials without any net motion of the mass of the materials, like heat transfer in any metal. Okay. Now, what is the mathematical equation behind this? We use what is called as the Fourier law. Okay, that is Qx is equal to minus k into A dt by dx. Now, what is this Qx here? Qx is the heat transfer rate in x direction. Note that suffix x indicates the direction. As I said, we consider only one dimensional, so I have taken x. Now, thermal conductivity, this is a very important word which you will be quite often using. K, thermal conductivity. This is one property of the material. Okay. Now, for definition of thermal conductivity, you can refer to any heat transfer book and find out. Now, what is the unit here? So, this is a watt per meter degree Kelvin, or it could be, because the temperature is degree Kelvin, or it could be degree centigrade also. So, you can write here watt per meter degree centigrade also. Okay. meter or centimeter, it depends on the problem. So, however, you have the option, it depends on how you deal, either you use a degree centigrade scale or degree Kelvin. Okay. Now, what is this dt by dx? That is, capital T means the temperature. Okay. So, temperature gradient, so Kelvin per meter. So, this is the basic equation that we will be using in conduction. Now, what is that convection? Convection is the heat transfer process by which the thermal energy is transferred between a solid and a fluid surrounding it. You know, like example is how the heat is flowing in a water and the water boils. So, it is due to the movement of the mass. Okay. Like liquid also, gas or medium also. Okay. There are many examples. Now, the equation that we use here is what is called as Newton's law of cooling. Q is equal to H into T minus T infinity. Again, Q, convective heat transfer in watt, and H is the convective heat transfer coefficient. Again, this is H, small h is a very important term. Okay. Again, its unit is watt per meter square degree Kelvin or degree centigrade. Note that all the time it will not be meter, it could be centimeter also. Okay. Now, T is the temperature of the surface of the body in degree Kelvin or degree centigrade. T infinity, temperature of the surrounding medium. Okay. So, this is the equation that we will be using. Now, radiation. So, the heat transfer happens here in the absence of the medium, like we receive heat from sun to earth. Okay. There is no in between, there is no medium. Now, this is the equation that we will be using. Q is equal to sigma epsilon A into T raised to 4 minus T into 10 raised to 4, Stefan Boltzmann constant. Now, we do not consider any problem related to radiation, because radiation is a very big domain by itself. Okay. So, now here we will be considering more problems on conduction and convection. So, these are the three modes of heat transfer. Now, let me just revise some equations which are very much required to solve problems on heat transfer. Now, differential equation for a 1D heat conduction. Now, this is the equation that we will be using if you take conduction, one dimensional heat conduction. This is the equation that we get. Okay. d by dx of k dt by dx plus q equal to 0. This is the governing differential equation. Now, differential equation for a 3-dimensional body again. So, I consider a 3-dimensional body x, y, z. Now, you can see this is a small cube qx, qx plus dx. So, like that all the 3 directions I have taken. Now, small cube dx dy dz. Now, how do we derive the equation for in this case 3-dimensional body? Now, here what is important, you should know what are the notations being used. Say for example, Kx, what is this? Thermal conductivity of the material in the x direction. Ax is the area normal to the x direction. T is the temperature. Q bar is the rate of heat generated per unit volume in watt per meter cubed. Now, density rho, density of the material. C is the specific heat of the material. So, all these notations you are supposed to know. Okay. Now, I am not going into the details of derivation, but however, some equations you are supposed to know. Say for example, if you take this equation, equation 1, now dou by dou x of kx, dou t by dou x. So, all these are there. So, plus q bar is equal to rho c dou t by dou x. So, the equations are very much important here. So, that is equation 1 is the differential equation governing the heat conduction in a orthographic material, orthotrophic solid. Now, equation 1 is a differential equation governing the heat conduction in an orthotropic solid. Orthotropic, you know, the 3 directions, the thermal conductivity is not same. Okay. So, Kx is not equal to Ky, is not equal to Kz. So, if you think it is isotropic material, then the equation 1 becomes, because all are same. Okay. So, it is simplified, you can see this equation now. Now, you can also include one more constant, what is called as alpha. It is called as thermal diffusivity. This is again one more property of any material in heat transfer domain. If the heat sources are absent, that is Q bar is equal to 0, then again this equation 2 gets modified here, and this is called as the Fourier equation. Okay. And if the body is in steady state with the heat source, that is dou capital T by dt is equal to 0. So, as I said here, temperature is not going to change with the time. So, in this case again you get equation 4 which is called as Poisson's equation. Okay. Now, if the body is in steady state without any heat source, then you get equation 5 which we call as the Laplace equation. So, these 1 to 5 are some equations, partial differential equations related to heat transfer. Based on these 5 equations, almost all the equations related to heat transfer are derived. Okay. Now, let us come to finite element method. So, what I was talking about here was the heat transfer. Now, how these equations are used in the finite element model. Now, again here I am not going to get into too many details because it is pure mathematical. So, you can see here governing a differential equation, that is what you see here. Then we use one of the methods, what is called as variational approach, where you get element conductivity matrix. Okay. This is what is important, this K. Okay. So, and it is given here, all this integral b raised to t db dv. So, all that has been given. What is b is also known, what is d is also known, and another one element convection matrix. Okay. So, you can see here one is element conductivity matrix, element convection matrix, and there is one called as element force vector. This is also called as the rate vector. Okay. This is also called as the heat rate vector. Okay. Also it is also called as load vector. Okay. So, that is F. Now, these are some of the equations that you should be aware of. So, then as usual what we do is we assemble the element matrices, okay, and find the final equations. Okay. So, this is some equations related to finite element method. Okay. Now, let us take a very important derivation, finite element formulation of 1D heat conduction. Okay. So, I will take a shape functions, okay, derivation of shape function. Now, 1D bar element having 2 nodes, you can see here 2 nodes 1 and 2, T1 T2 temperature at 1 and 2, and you can see here x1 x2 like what we did in module 2. Okay, T1 T2 nodal temperature. So, we assume a linear temperature model. So, as you know, this is the A0 plus A1x interpolation model. So, we do all simple mathematical manipulation here, that is converting this equation into matrix and using boundary conditions. Then you can rewrite those matrices. So, when you rewrite, you get it like this: A0 A1 is equal to 1 by LE and all this. Then substitute in the value of A0 and A1. So, you can get the value of A0 and A1 from here. Okay. Substitute into this, and finally, you will get TEx, but temperature of anything x2 minus x, x minus x1 LE, T1 T2. So, this is N1 and N2. So, N1 and N2 are the shape functions. Okay. So, you should know that temperature model is given by this one. So, this derivation may be asked. So, we must be able to derive shape functions for 1D bar element for heat conduction. Okay. So, this is simple derivation which every must be aware of. N1 is equal to x2 minus x by LE and N2 is equal to x minus x1 by LE. Okay. So, that is about the derivation of shape function. Okay. So, I will stop here now, we will continue next time.